Hello 4-H friends. I'm Ann Sherrard. I'm the 4-H educator in Garrett County, Maryland. Today we're making this video that tells you how to complete your 4-H record book. I wanted to mention first of all that it's important to find out what the rules are in the area in which you live. I'm going to be describing what we like here in Garrett County, Maryland. But the rules for record books can change from county to county, even within the state of Maryland, and certainly state to state. So this video is going to describe why you should do a record book. And so record books, here's one of the record book covers. Some people love record books, some people don't like record books so much. And I think the important thing about doing your record book is keeping things all together so that you have what you need when you're ready to do your record book. The reason that we encourage every 4-H member to do a record book every year is that when you talk to adults who were in 4-H when they were kids and are now grown, they usually still have their record book. And I have heard so many people tell me that they like to look back at their record book and remember the fun and the hard work that they put in when they were 4-H members. So it does keep a record of each project that you take. There's pictures that show you growing from, when you might have joined when you were 8 till when you're 18. And it's really just a nice way to take a trip back in time. And it's a summary of all your fun during your 4-H years. All right, the first thing you need for a record book is something to put all your forms in, which is the cover. There's several options with that. The old standby is the 4-H cover like this. This is pre-printed, and it has these folding tabs inside where you punch holes in the forms and you slide these things and they go in like that. Many people use this for years and they're still available. We have them for sale at our 4-H office, and you can also get them on the 4-H mall where they sell all things 4-H. The only downside of this is people find it hard to put things in over time. It gets a little bit hard with this fastener in here. And also it only goes so wide, and a lot of times the record books get thicker than that. But this is an option for your first record book. Here's a record book that someone used that cover, and their whole record book was just this thick, and so that worked out just fine for them to use that. Another option is to just take a regular 3-ring binder. Here's an example of that where someone made their own cover. You can just, a club can use the same design for their 4-H club, or you could make your own cover. And we just want the cover to say your name, your club, and have, something that shows that it's your 4-H record book. Some people even, you can just use any 3-ring binder too, as long as that, but this one doesn't have a name on it, and we would like that. So a really good option is we also have made copies of this traditional 4-H record book cover and just made it, just a copy on cardstock. So if you would like to, you can get one of these from our office and just slip it right down in the front cover of a white 3-ring notebook or a green 3-ring notebook, and have yourself your record book like that. This is handy because if you forget something, it's easy just to pop it open and stick things in. It also keeps things a little bit easier to turn pages and so forth. So those are your options on the 4-H cover. All right, part 2 for the record book is what we call the title page. And this is where it's a picture of you, and we'd like to have it a picture that has been taken in the last year. So it's a current picture of you. The picture can be really any picture you want. If you have a school picture, that's great. Some people that have pictures from the fair, like a picture with their market animal, you can use that picture. You can use a senior picture if you're graduating. It can be a casual snapshot picture, just something that shows you so we know whose book we're looking for. And you just want to put your name, your age, and your club. So we have all that information on the title page. You can also put your address if you want. Here are some examples of a couple of title pages. It can be something that you type on the computer and just add your picture, or it's fine to have all the information handwritten. It's whatever suits you that given year. All right, part 3 is your table of contents. This is really just an outline that tells all the parts that we're talking about. It's going to list the everything that's in your 4-H record book. So the table of contents says title page, table of contents, summary sheets, 4-H story, project records, etc. And so we're going to show you a couple examples of table of contents. Again, this can be something that's generated on your computer, or it can be handwritten. Some people like to decorate it and make it more like scrapbooky looking, and that's totally up to you. But what we want in your table of contents is it just helps show us that you have all the parts of your record book, and we would like you to list the 4-H projects that you completed this year. Sometimes it's easier for us to look there than to have to search through for all the record sheets. So here are 2 examples, one that's from an older 4-H'er with a senior picture, and one that is a much younger age where they had handwritten their table of contents. The 4th part of your record book is called the summary, and this is the Maryland 4-H summary record. Every year you fill this out one time, no matter how many projects you take. So it's really just the summary of your year. And the front page is just all your basic information. The second page shows the club meetings that you participated in. Most 4-H's meet once a month, and you just check mark that you attended your meetings. It also asks you to list if there's any committees or offices that you were on. Did you do anything to promote 4-H? And did you do any communication activities? And then you can also list any awards or honors. So this would be things that you might get at Achievement Night or the Garrett County Fair Awards. And the final page is just activities and events, things that happened this year. So if your club had a cookout or you took a trip, anything like that, you list in here. So it's really just a very brief summary of your year of things that are related to 4-H. Part 5 of your record book is your 4-H story. This is really an essay that summarizes the activities of the year. It can be several pages long for those that enjoy writing. It can also be just a few paragraphs. So we don't want you to feel like this is a dread or anything. We offer you a guide that says your 4-H story. And if you just answer the questions that are listed on there, that's all we need for your story. It's just a brief summary, but we also want you to be sure and tell us, like, why did you have a good time in 4-H this year? Or if something funny happened, or even, we still like to read about it, even if it was bad news of something, unfortunate happened this year. You can just highlight all that in your 4-H story. Okay, the 6th section of the record book is the project record sheets. So this is really the whole point of the record book. Your record book is telling us what projects did you complete this year. And for each project, you complete a record sheet. Now, if you have an animal project, this could be a market animal that you sell at the fair. It could be a dairy project, a breeding animal project, rabbits. The animal project records are specific to the animal. So you want to make sure you have the right record sheet for that project. All the other projects, and did you know there are over 200 projects you can choose from 4-H? So all the other projects where it's not an animal project, like robotics, cooking, sewing, woodworking, junior leadership, all of those other projects, they all use the same regular general project record sheet. We're going to show you up on the screen now an example of the different project record sheets. First, you'll see the livestock record sheet. And the reason this is different is it includes sections where you keep track of animal feed and costs for veterinary projects and things like that. So that is the animal livestock record. Then there's an example of the regular project record, and that one is for all the other projects like I mentioned. In both cases, an important component of the project record sheet is that you did keep track of your income and expenses. We don't expect that every project makes money. In fact, some projects you spend money to do them, but it is important in 4-H that you have an idea of what each project cost you. Did you have any income that came in, and did you have money that went out? Part 7 of your record book is going to be pictures. That's pretty self-explanatory. We just like to see pictures of you, and it can be pictures of you doing something related to your 4-H project work. It could be you working on your record book. It could be a picture of a sled riding party or a picture at 4-H camp or whatever. So here's an example of a picture page from a record book. What we like you to list on your project pictures is the who, what, when, and where. So there's a little bit of an explanation of what this picture is. All right, the final section, section 8 of your record book, is newspaper clippings. We like to have our 4-H clubs and 4-H members brag about all the good things that happen in 4-H, the fun things that they do, the service projects that clubs do during the year. And so if your club or you get mentioned in the newspaper, we like you to cut that out and put it in the newspaper clippings section of your record book. This can be, even if it's just a mention of something that your club did, but not you specifically, you can still capture that and put it in your record book. So we've covered quickly all the 8 sections of a record book. I did want to let you know that our 4-H staff looks at every record book and every project record. We read every story every year. We really enjoy this, finding out what kids have done all throughout their year, their highlights, what they've learned and experiences they've had. We do grade the record books, and we use the same system like we use at the Garrett County Fair with whether you get a blue ribbon, a red ribbon, or a white ribbon. So we give a blue sticker for excellent record books. That would be the ones that have all 8 sections. A red sticker is good, and then a white sticker means fair, that there could be some improvements. At the front of your record book, after you've turned in your first record book, you get this record book certificate, and then we just proceed to put the stickers down the sides and label the year each year. So you'll have this final summary of how your record book was all the years that you were in 4-H. So if you have any other questions, you can always call our 4-H office, but also I'll be doing some more detailed videos with more explanation on some of the harder sections. And if you want to find those, you're welcome to watch them for more information.